Hey everyone, it's Rachel Porter with Hobby Farms Magazine, and we're going to talk about some things that you can do to make your boxwoods a little healthier this fall. We have gone into a season where we have 40 to 50 degree swings throughout the day. We've hit some frosts, we've seen some stress for our plants, and sometimes we start to neglect that because in the summer it's almost a constant reminder how hot it is, how thirsty everything is, how thirsty you are. So it's easy to remember to keep that maintenance up on the hydration level for all of your plants. However, in the fall, rains come more sporadically, temperatures drop, and we start to forget that our plants need as much water, and sometimes more. Any amount of wind, excessive wind, is going to drought the plant. Any frost, any freeze, all these things are going to drought your plant. Also with boxwoods, they have such fragile, shallow roots that anytime a frost or a freeze hits them, it restricts them, like most plants, from receiving any photosynthesis. So if that's happening daily and then thawing out through the day and then going through that process again, there's a lot of stress that your boxwoods are going to face. I planted some last November, and so in my mind I've been like, well, they're pretty well established. They're about 12 months old. Really, it's going to be your first 18 months. So especially if you have any boxwoods that are below 18 months, this is a time to really be babying and nursing them along. I actually went to my local nursery because I was extremely concerned about some signs of stress that popped up within 2 weeks of my plants, and they look almost dead. And so everyone who has boxwoods, your biggest fear is that boxwood blight. It's a fungus that is terminal. There's no way to get rid of it. It's going to ruin your bed for years to come. It's just the end of the world. So of course that's what I was afraid of the most. So I took some pictures. I visited my local nursery, and they gave me some good tips about how to help these boxwoods recover from drought stress. I've listed some tips below that are going to kind of help you decide, is this a fungal issue or is this a water issue? And one of them being just this sporadic little black spots that are on plants. So if you look at the boxwood, you're not seeing those little spore looking black spots that are on the leaves, and so that's one thing that's making me lean towards more of a drought stress issue. Also, the issue is kind of all over the plant. A lot of times when there's a fungus, it's going to start on one side, take over that side, and then move on to the rest of the plant. However, my plants are a little more uniform in the damage, so that again leads to like a water situation. Some of the tips that they gave me to do are to, one, lighten the load. So we're going to take off these little sprigs that are up top, because everything that is affected, it's sending energy all the way up here. So what we're going to do is keep that energy down into the plant so it can heal itself. The next thing we're going to do is take away the mulch from the base of the plant and fertilize. Fall is a great time, especially if you guys aren't enduring freezes yet, is a great time to be fertilizing your boxwoods. I took the recommendation and I just used the Osmocote that they plan to use, since it's a slow release fertilizer. So I'm going to follow the directions on this as I fertilize at the base of the plant. As with every type of fertilization, you want to make sure and get the drip line. Then I will water that in, and then I'm going to add some new fresh mulch, about 2 to 3 inches, to help protect it going forward. And then always remember to water these things from the base. So instead of overhead pouring, that's going to contribute to fungus. You want to make sure that you're watering from the base. So keeping these tips in mind, I hope that these will bounce back as they should, and you can be sure that it is a water issue and that these things will help fix your problems.